Here I am. And man, I have got a lot to tell you this PM. Welcome to Break On Through. As you can see, I'm still writing some stuff down here. Man, I got so many notes here. I was in Asheville last night. I went to Spirit Strong ceremony, praise ceremony up there that our bishop from our church, Alan DiDio, was speaking at, and I had a wonderful time. But I'm going to tell you something. I did not sleep worth a crap last night. I guess Clayton Zilla can attest to that. I'm sending him a text around 11:30 and midnight. Hey, you still up? Man, you know how there's electrical outlets at hotel rooms, man, they're like really wore out, and my CPAP mask was doing some crazy stuff, and the plug kept falling out. Man, that happens all Jimmy at a lot of hotels. So yeah, I didn't sleep very good, and I'm a little wore out today. Oh yeah. I'm drinking coffee. Just about 2 hours before bedtime now, just so I'm not yawning this whole time. But I got a lot to talk about. First of all, I'd like to ask everybody here in Break On Through land to lift your Break On Through brew and drink a memorial toast to the one and the only Rick Derringer, who passed away this morning. Man, I'm telling you, Derringer was one of my favorites since the 70s, since I first heard Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo. I was at the age where I liked Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo so much that I was like, man, since I like it that much, there's no way it could have been by anybody other than Alice Cooper. But I quickly learned how that game is played. But to Rick, God bless you. Rest in peace, brother. Thank you for everything you've done for your fans over all these decades. Man, I want to explain something from last week. I made some comment about the blues. I know some of y'all are probably saying, "Man, Clayton, you sound like a damn church lady now." But let me clarify what I meant by that. Look, I love blues. I love blues, and I guess, you know, I've read so much about so many blues artists and soul artists. The common thread among all of them was their parents or guardians warning them about playing blues. And I never really thought much about it. I thought they just meant because of the, you know, because you're in beer joints and in places of ill repute. But it did have to do with the subject matter. I just noticed it that night as I was listening to it. I was like, yeah, this is a bunch of misery, and it's not the first time I noticed that, but it's just the first time it hit me in that way. So that's what's going on with that. Old JC still loves the blues. Just look at it a different way. I got a few announcements. First, let me do some more rapid fire thoughts. Have you guys Googled my name in the last little bit? Apparently this week, a lot of people have Googled my name and sent me the results. And let me tell you, I know all about it. There was a African-American saxophonist in the jazz field named Jeff Clayton. And here's the thing. Now you're like, well, dang, we Google your name and we get the the stats on this guy. Well, just imagine what his fans go through when they Google the name and my ugly mug comes up. What are you going to do then? So, yeah, it's a little mixed up. But that's all right. I don't care. What you should do is send me a text or an email or something saying, Jeff Clayton, you got to tell me something, and I'll tell you. You don't have to look up Google for my name. Now, Walt's got something happening. He's got, he says he's got a pair of shoes. But I was looking at the post, and it looks to me like there's more than one pair of shoes. Walt, maybe you can clear that up. I saw one that had the Mothman design that Callie Hellstrom did for us, and man, I think that's the best looking pair he's done, and I'm telling you, that's saying a lot, because every one of these have been pieces of art. So I don't know, Walt. Apparently Walt at least has one pair of shoes available now. So if you direct message him personally, because you're wanting to purchase said shoes, you know, that's the way you got to do it, directly through Walt. So contact him. Taped fist. Taped fist. Man, one of their early releases is on streaming sites now. And I saw something. I don't know, man. I don't know if y'all don't know how to make a post, or if I don't know how to read a post. I mean, I'm thinking. I'm looking at Walt's post thinking there's two pairs of shoes. Maybe there's only one. But then I saw from the Nothing's Cool digital format label that they had, that I think they were thinking about releasing a physical copy of one of the early Taped Fist releases. But either way, you want to hear you some Taped Fist, you can hear them now on your favorite streaming sites. Is that right? So you go listen to your little Taped Fist. Taped Fist. And if you listen and you go, damn, let's see what you go to. Well, you know what? You can. On September 19th. There's a big event going September 19th and 20th at Ground Zero in Spartanburg, South Carolina. It's Rule Breakers Ball 2025. You will see the likes of Before I Hang, Rancid Vat, Wrath of Typhon, Self-Made Monsters, Josephus and the George Jonestown Massacre, and a few more. Plus, everybody's rocking teenage one-trick pony show, ANTiSEEN will be headlining night number 2. So there's an event page. The event page features links for tickets for each night and a post about which hotel everyone's going to be staying in. So go to the event page, gather that information for yourself, and act accordingly. Over the last few months, I guess, I have asked you guys to contribute to GoFundMe's. One was the Gentry family, and I saw that where a bunch of you had, and I appreciate that. Like you wouldn't believe. And I just wanted to give you an update. Michelle is doing very well in her physical therapy. And I'm thinking today, it looked like she was getting in a car. She may have been going home. I guess we'll find out very soon. But then there's another GoFundMe I would like to direct your attention to. And that is the one for Brother Big Dave Stennett, former lead singer of Before I Hang, who is in need at the moment. And man, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. I'm not going to try to find me some $15, $20 words to make it a puff piece. What we're looking for right now is to make Dave as comfortable as we can. In other words, not worrying about some things. You know, maybe take some stress off of him to pay some bills. You know, we get some good quality food to enjoy. You know, things like that, man. So if you would, Clayton Zilla, would you post a link to the Dave Stennett GoFundMe right here in the body of this episode of Break On Through? Maybe even put it on the description when you transfer it over to YouTube. Thank you in advance, Clayton Zilla. Man, me and Clayton Zilla got some things brewing now. I ain't lying to you about all that. Some things are going to happen. It's going to make you stomp your feet, clap your hands. Wish that every one of you were in Japan, because I'm telling you, this is going to be the best stuff ever. Man, I have gone through my topic. It's, you know, it's amazing how much you can get done when you're sitting here not blanking out or yawning the entire time. You tend to get quite a bit covered. I still have, well, I'm going to end tonight on a happy, fun note. Because it's been, I mean, I don't sit around watching Break On Through all the time, but I'm thinking the last few have kind of ended a little heavy. And I want you guys to walk away today going, he ain't heavy. He's old JC. How about that? Walt and Clinton both got the link up pretty much neck and neck. There it is. If you can contribute, I ask that you do. Don't think, oh man, I can only contribute $5. Man, that's all I can afford to get. Every bit helps. Every bit helps. Man, hopefully soon I'm going to have you some news on Time Machine. And we're going to have a real live, honest to goodness shindig celebrating its arrival and release at Repo Record as soon as we get that date in hand. As soon as I know, the next person to know will be Jimmy Repo. And then the next person after that to know will be you. When are we going to do the Repo in-store celebrating the release of Time Machine? Well, only time will tell at this point. But I'm getting information that all things are looking good. And speaking of things looking good, I have to kind of flip it a little bit this time. Some things not looking so good. Did any of you out there, and I'll go ahead and tell you right now, I am one of them, but did any of you happen to order the biography of Abdullah the Butcher? There was all kinds of stuff offered. A hardcover, a soft cover, a coffee mug, all kinds of stuff, man. But did any of you happened to pre-order that. Because I did. I pre-ordered it. And there's something I've got to tell you about all that. And here it is. I'm going to lay it out. Plain and simple. It ain't going to happen. And if it does happen, it will be against the will and the wishes of Mr. Abdullah the Butcher and Queen Malikah themselves. I was on the phone with both of them last night, man. I'm telling you, when I come back from Spirit Strong, man, I was getting all kind of work done, you know, not having to go to work and all. But I was on the phone with mainly Miss Malikah, but Abby got on there too. We discussed this, but I'm telling you, the fella's name who was putting this out, his name's Scotty Rushing. He's on Facebook. And I also got introduced to a fellow last night, Michael Lacey. My main Michael Lacey, filling me in on some stuff too. And apparently this Scotty fella has taken a lot of money from a lot of people. And now there's apparently none of that money anywhere to be found. And therefore there were no books to be sent out as a result. And from what I understand, he is going on the internet posting some very derogatory things about Ab and Malikah. And I'm here to tell you right now that we here in the ANTiSEEN Camp do not take too kindly to that. Because we know them both. And we know they're not involved in some kind of big money grab scam that... How could you even do that and get away with it? Scotty Rushing is going to find out quick. He's not going to be able to get away with it. I ordered my copy off of the Big Cartel Store by Mid-South Publishing. And I have requested that I get a refund, and I've heard nothing. Some people say they have. But I'm just going to leave it at that. Now, folks, I'm going to tell you right now, Jeff Clayton and the band ANTiSEEN and everything associated with ANTiSEEN, we are with Abdullah and Queen Malikah on this matter, and I don't want to hear nothing else about it, man. They, John Ross put it pretty straightforward. F Scotty and all the other scammers. Crusty little shits. I mean, man, how good would an Abdullah the Butcher bio be? It would be great. I mean, I don't understand why you can't just go through with what you say. Man, look, everybody understands hitting a roadblock. Everybody understands falling on some hard times. But say, in other words, I'm going to use my favorite line, you got to tell me something. But instead, what apparently is going on is that Malikah, especially, is getting trashed by this fella. Now, I'm not telling anybody what to do. But I will say this. And if you feel free of sharing your mind with Mr. Rushing, please feel free. And you can let him know that I've done this. I don't care. He's already taken my 25, 30 bucks. I don't care. I'd like to get it back, but I'm pretty much resigned to the fact that I will not be seeing that those 25 of some of my favorite dollars are now gone. But I'm going to tell you what I told Miss Malikah last night. She was pretty distraught about some of the stuff being said about her, being written about her, and people, you know, like they do anywhere on the internet. When the boot party starts, boy, people like to lace up and get on in there. I told her, as it says in the good book, the Holy Bible, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. And Malikah and Abby, if you're listening to me right now, you know this, the ANTiSEEN Camp, we're behind you all the way. We love you. And that's all there is to say about that. But do not look for that book, because it ain't coming. And if it does happen to come, please have the will to not support it, knowing that it is not sanctioned by Abdullah the Butcher in any way, shape, or form. Stacy Mitchell, you asked what's his address. All I got is a name. Scotty Rushing. That's all I have for you. And there was a Mid-South Publishing. And John Ross does also say the Bible says eye for an eye. You are right, John Ross. Well, that's my word on that. Boy, there's going to be lots of ANTiSEEN news stirring here very soon. Man, I've got one. I think I'm going to wait and say it very last thing before I tell you all good night. But what we're going to do right here is go back, way back into time when one of the biggest rock pop groups in the world was called the Monkees. And we're going to be doing a Monkees top 10, old JC's top 10 Monkees tracks. What brought this on? Well, I introduced, you know, I'm always calling little Coleman a little monkey. He's like his pawpaw. He likes all kind of monkeys, apes, and everything. We watch Planet of the Apes TV series together at dinner time sometime, and I can let him watch those, but the movies are still a little bit too intense for that little fella. But I played him the Monkees theme. Hey, hey, we're the Monkees. Man, he loved it. Loved it. So that got me thinking, man, I really love a bunch of Monkee songs. Even though they didn't have that many albums, they got more compilations of their songs than anything. But here we go. Top 10 Monkees tracks. Number 10, one of their biggest. One of the three biggest. The other two being Last Train to Clarksville and I'm a Believer. I think I'm a Believer was the biggest of the three. But right on the tail of those was Daydream Believer. Yes, it's corny. No, I don't know what it means. And apparently neither did Davy Jones. I don't know if any of you saw the VH1 biopic on them, but it was really good, I think. And apparently David got so wound up about it, so wound tight, he slugged Peter Tork, who wrote it. Is this true? I have not read any Monkees bios. Maybe some of you out there have. Maybe you can tell me this. Number 9 on my list. And you will notice a pattern in my top 10 that a lot of my favorite songs were the ones written and sang by Mike Nesmith. Love me some Mike Nesmith, and I'm talking about Listen to the Band. Number 8, A song we can all sing to ourselves every day now. And I'm talking about tomorrow's going to be another day. Hey, 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 hey. And I don't care what you say. Tomorrow's going to be another day. Hey, 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 hey. Man, that's good tune-smithing right there. I don't care who you are. And I guess this would be the part one to that. You would sing this one first. But it comes first because it's my number 7. Tomorrow's going to be another day is my number 8. And number 7 would be, this just doesn't seem to be my day. I wish I would have stayed in bed, my pillow wrapped around my head, instead of waking up the fire. Right there all the different times she went away. Title, this just doesn't seem to be my day. Oh. Guess that was some of that voice and heart. Clayton, don't you even think you can throw out there, oh, ANTiSEEN covering tomorrow's gonna be another day. You know, if we get the hankering, we'll cover any song we want to, and we can now. With the Ultra lineup, we can do Ultra things. Man, just wait until the wheels start going, and I've got some traction on the ground with some of these projects coming up. You are going to lose your mind, and by tuning in to Break On Through and to Tent Talks Tunes, and by coming to see us live at our cultural events, we will help you to put the pieces together. Number 6, another Mike Nesmith, Sweet Young Thing. Yeah, that's the kind of song get fellers in trouble these days. Didn't back then, the 60s and 70s. She was only 16. Only 16. Christine, 16. Go away, little girl. Do I need to go any further? I don't think so. Number 5. This became the closer to the TV series. Now, I remember when the TV series was on prime time. I used to want to watch it, and I was told I would have to go into the back to watch it on the little TV because my dad wasn't having none of that nonsense. But this became the closing theme. It was off the Headquarters album. It's called For Pete's Sake. A hippie crying, moaning song. I don't know if you ever heard one, but it's just great. It's the music, the way it's sang and everything is so great. John Ross, you think we can do Soul Man? I'm telling you right now, we can. We can. But the only song we can't do is I've Seen All Good People. Number 4. And you think, they just leave you getting all soft in your old age or something. But I'm going to explain something to you on this. Number 4. Davy Jones, his main ballad that he would do at the concerts is to I Want to Be Free. Now the version that appears on the debut album, Brad, I'll answer that in a minute. On that album, that's the slow ballad with the strings and all this stuff. And but when they played it live, the band played along, and it was faster. And there was a version recorded of it faster because they used it in the TV show. And man, I love the version that has the drums and, you know, the bass and guitar. It's great. You may hear ANTiSEEN do a little I Want to Be Free. Like the bluebirds flying by me. Number 3, She. And I know y'all going, dang, that's a Kiss song. It's also a Monkee song. Brad Fury asked me, do I have a favorite Monkee? When I was a kid, it was Peter. But as I got older and really started listening to the other albums and, you know, listening to it for more than just, oh, I heard this on the show, I really, really became a big fan of Mike Nesmith. Which, my number 2, we will bring up Mr. Nesmith once again. And I love this song. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and make a mental note right now. Malcolm, if you're on, Walt, if you're on, or if you don't even have to be on, but if you hear it later, remind me that I said this. And I'm going to say that this is one of the rare occasions where I'm going to do business here in front of you all and break on through. But now this one I can hear ANTiSEEN doing no problem. And I've already gotten the people lined up for the project, and you know what project it is, fellas. Not you fellas in the audience to break on through. You fellas, Walt and Malcolm. But my number 2, Papa Jean's Blues. Another one sang by Mike Nesmith. And I love the way they all sing together on this one. It is great. There's no other word to describe it. Your homework tonight, if you never heard Papa Jean's Blues, before you go to bed, or before you go in there and start watching Me TV or something, listen to Papa Jean's Blues before you turn in, getting ready to start another working class day. My all-time favorite Monkee song, Mickey Dolenz sang this one. He sang a few of the ones on here, actually. People always thought Davey was the lead singer. Davey was a lead singer. I would say Mickey probably sang more than Davey. And those two more than Mike. But man, I really love the, I don't even know what the proper name for the instrument is, but you know, I guess it looks like a clarinet that you hear in like Arabian or desert music, because they have it in this along with the, you know, the tom-toms. I love that stuff, man. Take a giant step. And take a giant step outside your mind. Hey, KD, are you here tonight? How about this one? Melvin Montgomery and George Jones. Take a giant step out of your mind. How about that? John Ross says, I turned him on to Music Machine's Double Yellow Line. John Ross, that is one of my favorite songs on planet Earth. If they said, Jeff Clayton, you got to pick out 50 songs that you listen to the rest of your life there, Hoff, you better believe Double Yellow Line is going to be in there. Brian Dunlap just brought up, gonna buy me a dog. Man, one of my favorite lines. I went to Africa and I was playing cards with the natives. Zulus? No, I usually won. That's comedy gold. I don't care who you are, when you are, where you are. Comedy gold. I'm talking to you right now. So how about that? Everybody digging some top 10 Monkees? I think maybe I will make I think I'll make a graphic with this one tomorrow and post it on my page. Melvin Montgomery is great with the possum, says Adam Wolf. KD After Dark, the Dean of Sods. Have y'all ever heard KD After Dark's radio show? It's called Time Machine. Well, anyway, Melvin Montgomery had one of those voices that I just loved. Loved it. I got a few of her own records that she did, you know, in the mid to late 70s and into the early 80s. Man, I like just about all those 70s, 80s country ladies, man. Donna Fargo, such a beautiful country voice. I think you all know by now my favorite was Tammy Wynette, but yeah, love them all, man. Even like Dottie West. No, I like the gals before too, like Kitty Wells, and I mean everybody loves Patsy Cline, right? I do. Loretta Lynn, but she was in the, I don't know, maybe she came a little bit before Tammy Wynette. But all right. Man, I hope you don't mind that tonight's show was a little, I mean, it was full of content. I talked about a lot of stuff and didn't yawn one time. I think that's pretty good and quite the miracle. Actually, I was so sleepy on the couch waiting to come in here, the first lady told me, you need to go outside and walk up and down the street a few times. Get that blood pumping in your brain, you know, so you won't, like, phase out on everybody and yawn and spend, you know, 10 to 15 seconds going, and I don't think I did, other than that example I just gave, right now I don't think I did that too much. That's all right. But, Brian Dunlap, the project that we're doing together, I know you're thinking, well, you should have told me something, you should supposed to do this. I didn't know Barry was in, like, Montana or something. We're texting, and everyone's mentioned, you know, Lord, I'm 1, Lord, I'm 2, Lord, I'm 3, Lord, I'm 4, Lord, I'm 5,000 miles away from home. He didn't say nothing about it. So, don't worry, it's coming. We've already got another day booked. It's going to happen. It's going to happen big. It's going to be the greatest thing to ever happen in digital recording history. But anyway, folks, the thing I was going to lay on you today, I'm giving you a teaser. I'm just giving you a teaser. And even if you write me on my DM, I'm not going to spill the beans. Brian from October says they found their drummer. That's good. Drummers are the hardest thing to find. A good drummer is even more hard to find than that. But, well, I just blacked out on y'all for a second, but I was thinking about something. Thinking of how I wanted to say this. Y'all see my artifacts for sale. Now listen, just because the prices on some of this stuff is steep, that don't mean you can't write me, direct message me. Dang, you gotta tell me about something, about that price, man. Will you take blah, blah, blah. Now don't insult me, but I encourage you to make offers, especially if you're combining a few things. But I'm really going to wheel and deal Monty Hall with you then. So, anyway, next week, right here on Break On Through, I will have for you, in full, the details of the Young Brothers' final resting place. All right, y'all, you know I love you. You know God loves you. And you know that I appreciate you, every one of you, coming out and hanging out with me on a Tuesday night just to listen to me yammer for a little bit. It means the world to me. I never take you for granted, and I will keep doing this until there's nobody out there to listen anymore. Can you dig it? Oh, and don't forget, Sunday, June 1st, the cutoff day for the American flag and gun logo full front t-shirt. I conducted a poll. Full front, pocket print. Me personally, I like the pocket print better. But the people spoke. Man, we want a full front, son. You got to tell us. So I did. I went ahead and got a pre-order done on the gun. An American flag established 1983 full front t-shirt. That pre-sale goes until June 1st. And sometime around that evening when I get down, when I'm sitting on the couch thinking I'm about to slip off into La La Land, I'm taking it down. Choom, it's gone. So get it. Don't come up to me on the second. Hey, I've been needing that shirt, hoss. You ain't going to get it. I took it down. All right. Everybody have a great week. Have an even better weekend. And I will see you right here next week on Break On Through. Good night.